How's it going, Wheat Kings fans? Chase Johnston here in the BWK studio. Joined alongside me is 20-year-old overager of the Brandon Wheat Kings, Calder Anderson. Calder, you're playing in your final weekend of junior hockey here. Unfortunately, it won't be extended into the playoffs, but it's been a wild ride with sort of a fun finish here playing in your hometown. What's it been like?
Yeah, I mean, it's a dream come true. I've always wanted to play here. Growing up as a little kid, you come to all these games and you get to experience kind of a little bit of what it's like to be here and around the team, and then to finally get a chance to be a part of the Wheat Kings. It's been unbelievable, and I couldn't have asked for a better way to finish my career.
You got to take me through your draft. I asked Nolan Ritchie the same question. He was drafted in the third round. You had to wait a little longer in the seventh round there, 134th overall, from what I remember. Where were you? How did you find out? What were you doing?
Yeah, we were at Team Manitoba camp in Winnipeg, and it was kind of a funny story. We weren't allowed to have our phones that day. It's kind of a team ruling for the Team Manitoba. So I think we waited till nighttime until we got our phones to see what happened with the draft. But it was just full of emotions. Happy, excited to go to a team like Moose Jaw. I was happy with that.
You're a little close to home, but not too far away, being in Moose Jaw. You ended up playing in the 2019-2020 season. What was that like? Because there was obviously a lot of great players on that team. Some of them still there.
Yeah, we had a young team. I think we were the youngest team in the CHL that year. So, for me going in there for my first year, I was pretty lucky with, being given an opportunity to get quite a bit of ice time and, play a certain role that I was happy with. Like I said, we were a young team, and we weren't great, but we weren't bad. So there was a lot of learning curves for me coming into the Western League, but I thought I dealt with it well, and I was ready to move on.
With you guys being such a young team, let's fast forward to the hub season. You ended up having the A on your jersey in only your second year in the Western League. I'm sure that prepared you well for your 20-year-old season here in Brandon.
Yeah, no, I think that's something I've always taken some pride in, is being a leader on whatever team I'm on. And to get that A in my second year, it was very humbling, and I was happy to get that. But going into that hub year, it was a little bit different. Obviously, going into Regina and with no fans and playing a certain amount of games, but it was good. I was glad we were able to get a few games in that year. But I got nothing but good things to say.
I'm sure the COVID year must have been extremely frustrating for you, but maybe more frustrating was the year after that. What you thought would be a normal season and a big year for you during your 19-year-old year, you had to go through a major injury bug. Take me through it.
Yeah, I know. The worst part was I felt very confident going in that year too. We had a good team, and I felt good in the summer. I thought I put in the work, and especially after that COVID year, to get struck with an injury like that wasn't the best. But I thought I dealt with it well. I ended up dislocating my knee a number of times the couple years before that, and then I did it again once I got back to Moose Jaw. So I went and seen a knee specialist, and she determined that I needed some surgery to fix that. So originally she said I'd be done for the year, but my mindset, I thought I could maybe get back and play a few games. But so we went through the surgery and the whole recovery process, and I ended up healing a little bit faster than everyone expected, and I was able to come back and play 15 games or so, I think it was.
So you came back, but then you were traded in the offseason, but I'm sure it was a happy trade for you to be able to go home and play with your best friend, Nolan Ritchie. I want to say tripled or maybe even quadrupled your point total from last year. Take me through how incredible this year has been for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can come up with the words to describe how awesome this year has been. Like I said before, it's been a dream come true for me, and to play with a guy like Stu, who I played with my whole life, I mean, that's just unbelievable. And it's quite easy to play the game when I got him on my line. So I got nothing but good things to say about this year, and I'm just happy that it happened.
Take me through kind of what the legacy that you want to leave with this Brandon Wheat Kings team is. I mean, it's only been 1 year, but maybe for Brandon hockey as a whole.
Yeah, I think growing up and being in the community in Brandon, a big part of being on the Wheat Kings is you got a lot of people who look up to you in minor hockey and whatnot. So I think just leaving an impact on those kids, knowing how I was left with an impact with the Wheat Kings when I was little. So just showing them the motivation they have, and kind of driving them to want to get to this level too, is something I want to leave behind. And I think I did a pretty good job of that.
U Sports could be in the future here for you, and you've already expressed interest that you want to study finance. There's a lot of schools where you can study finance that have very good hockey programs. What does the future hold for Calder Anderson hockey-wise?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think lately I've been kind of focusing on making that playoff push with the team here, and finishing the year off strong with the Wheat Kings here. So there's no final decisions yet, but I mean, there's plenty of options open, and I think I'm going to explore those options and see what's the best fit and go from there.
What are your summer plans right now? I'm kind of teeing you up here, and I'm only getting excited because you're moving out to BC for the summer. What are you going to get up to?
Yeah, I'm moving out to BC. It's something I've always wanted to do. And then I kind of there's an opportunity there for me to move out and live with a good buddy, and I'm excited for that. It's going to be a lot different than it is here in Brandon. I mean, kind of across the country, but I'm excited for that. I think it's going to open some doors for me moving into the future here, and like I said, I'm excited.
Maybe I know Nolan Ritchie mentioned that you were probably one of the favorite teammates that he's ever played with, rightfully so. But if you had a favorite teammate, whether it's with the Wheat Kings, or maybe even give a shout out to one of your old Moose Jaw Warriors teammates, is there one that kind of stands out that was your favorite?
Yeah, I mean, in the Western League here, you play with a lot of good players. I mean, you wouldn't be in the Western League if you weren't a good player. So, I played with a lot of good guys, Braden Jaeger, Jager Furcus last year with the Moose Jaw Warriors. Those two are awesome, and same with Ryder Korzak as well. But I think, playing with Stu, Nolan Ritchie here, that's definitely the one that hits home and the one that, has been the best. So, like I said, I got nothing but good things to say about him. So, definitely him.
Can you maybe give us the breakdown on why we call Nolan Ritchie Stu?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if there's any original story, but Stu from Family Guy, he's a little small guy and in a man in a small guy's body. So I think that's kind of the same with Stu. He acts like a man, but he might not have that height or on him. But I don't know if there's any original story, but it's kind of stuck with him for a while now.
I love it. Well, we wish you and Stewie all the best here moving forward.
Thanks, Chase.
Come and watch Calder Anderson and Nolan Ritchie in their final games Friday night in Westover Place, 7 p.m. puck drop when they take on the Winnipeg Ice. And if you want to make the 2.5-hour trip to Winnipeg, you can do so. Their puck drop is 6 p.m. Saturday night. It is the final weekend of the season for the Brandon Wheat Kings.